Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. I am Eva and this here is the Deaux. Welcome to my tribe.
We were sure, and I was stepping blind, just to think I'd find someone new, one who loved me better than you. Well, it made it home as a surprise. Loneliness has opened my eyes. I tried every love I could find. Still I can't get you out of my mind. 'Cause there's no one in the world to love. No one in the world's gonna move me. No one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time.
Alright y'all, so if this is your first time here, we were well into the next topic, which is going to be mermaids. So we're on mermaids topic now, y'all. Here we go. Hold on.
Conversation. Does the marine kingdom exist? Absolutely. The Bible talks about Leviathan, but there's an interesting story that we read that I don't think we've ever associated it with the marine kingdom, and that is the story of Jonah being swallowed by the great fish. Original translations of the Bible did not say that Jonah was swallowed by a whale. He was swallowed by a great fish. But I'll spare you on that. Let's just move on from there. I will say this, the Leviathan spirit is associated with pride. Jonah was consumed with pride. Now we got that out the way, let's talk about the marine kingdom. Now, in order to understand the marine kingdom, you will have to go first to the book of Revelations. There we find Satan and his angels at war with Michael and his angels. Satan and his angels are cast into the earth. Why did God cast him into the earth? God's word won't return to him void. It's impossible for God to tell a lie. This means that anytime God speaks something into existence, it has to exist perpetually, continually, eternally. Satan knew this. He thought he had pulled a chess move on God. Satan understood legalities, but he did not understand the power of an amendment. And because sin cannot exist in the presence of God, God had to place Satan and his angels in a temporary holding center. Believe it or not, the earth is Satan and his angels' temporary holding center for many of them. Anyhow, some of them were cast in chains under darkness. However, hell was created for Satan and his angels. Ultimately, that is, they will be cast into hell. Who's going to cast them there? Do you not know that you will judge angels? So God cast Satan and his angels into the earth. Now, the Bible talks about God creating the earth. And in order to understand this, you can't think within the realm of time. I know that we are time-centered, time-minded, but you can't think within the realm of time because God is eternal. So after God formed the earth, the Bible says that darkness was upon the face of the deep. And by deep, it was talking about the waters. Where do you think that Satan and his angels went? In the book of Revelation, the dragon comes out of the water. Okay, so let's move on to the Great Flood. I think it's worth mentioning that ever since Satan and his angels were kicked out of heaven, they've been trying to get back in the presence of God. They understand legalities. This is the reason they deceived Adam and Eve. Think of it this way. A poor man sees a girl who has a rich father. He understands if I marry her, I get access to her father's wealth. But the father ends up cutting the daughter off simply because she married the guy. This is what happened with Adam and Eve. Satan's ultimate goal was to get access to God through Adam and Eve. Why do you think he had the people of the earth building the Tower of Babel? These were demonized people because Christ hadn't come into the earth yet. Now we move on to the Great Flood. The flood killed all flesh. Spirits are eternal. We'll have to move on to part 2.
That was a good teaching. Do y'all believe it?
So now they have completely stopped me from commenting on my own post. I haven't said anything derogatory. So we're going to get straight into it. Y'all see here we have a Russian soldiers here. And this guy's now being pulled into the water by a water spirit, what we call, aka the merman. I'm going to give you full disclosure on what the hell is going on. The other guy seen it, he was scared to death. Once he seen he was being pulled in and he seen the other mermans around, he didn't want to become a victim. Now this merman is a water spirit, so it can also shapeshift just like a reptilian. They have the same exact DNA. And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to go and bust it down for you because so many people came across this video and don't even know what they're looking at. See how the guy's thrown back in there? Boom. body's thrown back in, then here you go, spirit walks out. See that? Look at him. See, once he tried to grab for to help his battle buddy, hell no, gotta go. Dude rolled right on out, because there wasn't anything he can do for him at this point. See how his body's thrown in that and his spirit walks out of there? That's the spirit of devouring. You have a lot of these water spirits in national parks and all through rural areas where you can find water, ponds, lakes, rivers, oceans. This has been going on for a long time. And I can tell you right now, their voices, they sound beautiful, man. They lure you right in. The old school stories of sailors. My granddaddy did 36 years. My other granddaddy, rest their souls, 32 years in the Navy, both of them. 36 years and 32 years. And they told me a lot of stories about these things too. But on another note, like I said, man, we're gonna bust it down. You see him right there? Boom. It grabs for him, nothing he can do to save him from the water spirit. He hauls ass. Gets right out of there. Nothing he can do for him. It's sad, man. And we're gonna wind here. Boom. He's calling for backup.
Damn. That's crazy, yo.
I'm about to tell y'all a mermaid secret that you only can get a download to get. First things first, you gotta understand back when we was ruling, we had a direct connection with the mermaid. As you can see on Egyptian walls, and you can search up other walls that it was on. So I don't know if y'all know about the Crusades, but during the Crusades, they try to go through the whole world and try to really steal our knowledge from all over the place. Basically, when they was trying to conquer us and they stole all our knowledge from the libraries and stuff. But it's certain knowledge we did not want them to get their hands on, because we knew our frequency was lowering and we did not want them to have this when we was at our low state. So what did we do? While all this was going on, the mermaids that we already had connections with, we gave the mermaids who we trusted our most secret books, our most secret esoteric knowledge and technology. And the mermaids took it and they took it to the very bottom of the ocean. That's why to this day, they really trying to get to the bottom of the ocean. You heard that they haven't got to the bottom of the ocean yet? It's because they still trying to go down there to get our knowledge. Because at this point, they done use all our knowledge and it's not working no more. So they trying to really get new stuff. So I don't know if y'all saw Aquaman, but it literally shows you what will happen if you get past a certain level down there. So as they trying to get to the bottom of the trenches and trying to get down there, if their head don't explode first, then that's when the traps and all the other stuff come. So in Aquaman, in this scene right here, when they was trying to find the secret staff, the Aquaman, he went all the way to the bottom of the mirror. They went all the way to the bottom of the trench, and these little nasty little things start coming up. Why you think they put this in the movie? And then when he actually reached where he needed to go at past the mirror in the trench, there was the staff that they was looking for, the golden staff. But guess what? The staff was protected by a huge Loch Ness monster. So this is why you don't see Loch Ness monsters and mermaids, because they're down there protecting stuff until we rise back up. And when we rise back up, then we'll get our stuff back. They trying to get down there so bad that they trying to blow portals through the ocean to try to get down there. But it's not working. I know y'all see when they try to blow up the water, blow up the ocean, they really fighting people down there. And at least if y'all looking, don't come for me, don't come asking me, because the knowledge is not going to be unlocked if y'all try to ask me how to get down there. I only have been given this download to give to y'all. I like, for right now.
I love it.
Let's talk about one of my favorite orishas that goes by the name of Olokun. Olokun is known to be the guardian of the deep sea and ruler of all bodies of water. And she has authority over other water deities. And she's extremely popular in different parts of African culture, especially the Yoruba religion. And many other people and cultures praise her as well. She is known to give great wealth, health, and prosperity to her followers. Now, Olokun stands out as a mysterious and powerful deity. And one thing that I find very interesting about Olokun is that she is an androgynous. She takes many forms. She can be both male and female, so both merman and mermaid. So she can be depicted as either or. Now, the name Olokun comes from the word Olo, which means owner, and Okun meaning ocean. And a lot of people get her and Yemaya confused. If you don't know who Yemaya is, she is another very known mermaid orisha, but she's more so on the surface. She's more of the surface guardian of the sea. Now, Olokun is known to be at the deep sea. So some people even say that she's like the other half of Yemaya, and they're very close. Now, whether you depict her as a male or female, she's always shown with a fish scale and carrying or wearing some type of mask. She wears robes of dark navy blue, with accents with at least 9 different colors. And many people do different type of rituals and ceremonies to honor Olokun. Participating in some of these rituals can lead a pathway to good health, good fortune, lots of prosperity. So let me know in the comments if y'all ever heard of Olokun or what's y'all favorite Orisha. I would love to know.
Yeah.
Do y'all have dreams like this? Watch this.
How to know in your past life if you've been a mermaid or not. When you have unexplainable dreams of you breathing underwater and
So I watch a lot of her videos on YouTube though. And I like she have a lot of good content. I think that just gotta go in it with an open mind, but also discernment, so that you can know what to believe and what not to believe.
Y'all, look, I've had multiple dreams of me breathing underwater. I had a dream where some people was chasing me with a net, and they was trying to take me away. So it was a cliff, and I ran full force, jumped into the water to sacrifice myself. But as soon as I got into the water, I breathed everything in, and I could breathe underwater. I'm like, what the heck? Here's some other things that I noticed that could possibly lead to you being a mermaid in a past life. And first, I know a lot of people try to count out the existence of mermaids, but there's a tribe in Africa, and even people in the Caribbean has said that they've seen mermaids through spiritual and voodoo practices. Also, the Dogon tribe said that there are highly advanced, amphibious-looking beings who taught them about the stars, and they're the protectors of water. Now, do you remember when I told you water holds memory? There was a doctor who said there are hidden messages in water and it holds memory of feelings. Now, I feel mer people have existed long as water has. So that means being connected to water, meaning that you have perfect memory. Like you're easy to remember things. You like taking baths more than you like taking showers. You would also have a loose sense of weight, like you're more relaxed, more flexible, you feel weightless, coming from water and stuff like that when you're floating around. You're very emotional, very empathic, protective. Beings of water also speak telepathically. So if you have a good intuition to where you can sense things and things just come to you, you have a compassion for animals and you don't like to hurt them. There can be astral mer people also. When you astral project, you can actually interact with them if you can attract to their vibratory rate. They're very compassionate. And you can also tell the difference in the taste of water. So let me know if y'all have any of these effects, because I have been having dreams of me breathing underwater a lot, even when I was a child. Y'all stay dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know about all the other stuff, but I love different types of waters. I like because I feel like they taste different. And I've been that type of person for a while.
The Little Mermaid. Marine spirits. And are they biblical? Absolutely. There's so much under the water that we don't know about. In fact, if you see these unidentified crafts that go underwater, they can shoot back up and go underwater again. The Navy has released tapes of this. There is a kingdom underwater, and we know the enemy has spirits and beings underwater that desire worship. In fact, do you remember Dagon from the Bible? Dagon was known as a fish god. Half human, half fish. What does that sound like? That's a man-made or a mermaid. These spirits are very real, and they're huge on lustful acts. This is why overseas, you hear them talking about Mami Wata, the queen of the coast, why Lil Boosie had his interactions. These things are real. Don't fall in their deception. Follow for more. I'm doing a detailed analysis the final 3 days of September on the book of Revelation, and if you love my teaching style, you'll benefit from it. To join, click the Eventbrite link in my bio. See you.
Let's talk about the most popular and powerful mermaid in history, and that is Mami Wata. And this one was highly requested, so let's talk about it. Now, her name says it all. Mami Wata is the mother of the sea, and she is essential in different parts of Africa, like South Africa, the Caribbean, and some parts of North and South America. She is known to be very seductive and beautiful, and is often associated with wealth and prosperity. She is said to have the power to heal the sick and grant wishes. And she is known to live in the rivers, lakes, and other bodies of the water. Now, she is depicted as a mermaid, but she has the ability to transform and shapeshift into different sea creatures. Some say she has the lower body of a big fish, and some say she has the lower body of a large serpent, which is a big snake. And in a lot of depictions, she's always associated in a company with a large snake wrapped around her. And she's sometimes carrying a golden comb and a beautiful mirror. And many followers seek her help by dancing, doing rituals, and bringing her offerings. And some of them even enter a trance when they're doing these things. But hundreds of years ago, numerous of water spirits were said to live in West Africa. And in lots of those stories in the different parts of Africa, most of them look, like I said, large snakes or even crocodiles, but had the upper body of a beautiful, enchanting woman. But then over the years, they started depicting them as mermaids and these beautiful, like, fish-like women. So over the time, like, the Europeans basically kind of made these mermaids look like mermaids because they really, like I said, they really look like snakes, kind of, in a way. But Mami Wata have followers in over 20 different countries in West and Central of South of Africa. Now, she can be very helpful. Like I said, she can wish you and grant all kinds of amazing things. Now, she can be great and wish you all kinds of beautiful things, but she also is known to have a temper and can lure people underwater to their deaths. And in some cases, she might grant people with the ability to heal and be spiritual healers. And in some stories, they say that she can be very jealous and punish people if they cross her. But like I said, this is the mermaid. And a lot of people just think that this mermaid stuff is just all tales, but these people in different parts of the world really worship these creatures. And they are very real. Like I stated before, there's just too many countries across the world that have similar tales and similar beings. And there's just too much water that's undiscovered for it to not be true. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. And stay tuned for more of my mermaid tales from around the globe.
Hey, do y'all believe that?
I know this sounds like something that they just put on the Disney Channel, something fake that you just see on television. And I've talked about this in times past, and I'm going to keep talking about it because we have an enemy. Satan has an air force, fallen angels, ground troops, demons, and a navy, which are marine spirits. Don't believe me? Look up Leviathan, who was called the great serpent of the sea, who God's going to judge one day. Look up Dagon, the false god that the Philistines worship. He was believed to be a merman. In fact, if you really want to get deep, go look at when Jesus was crossing the water and the storm came. God didn't send that storm. It was the enemy, who they believe would have been Poseidon, because that's who they believe in that time period. Hence, Hades is written in scripture, Zeus, that's who they believe Paul them was. When Jesus cast the demons out in the pigs, that's why the pigs went into the water after you rebuke the storm. These are water spirits, they're real. You go to Jamaica, coastal cities, Haiti, Africa, you'll hear about them. Mami Wata, Oshun, all of these. Come out of agreement with them to get delivered, because so many of you are involved with water spirits and don't even know it. Literally, that's why many of you deal with lust to such a high extent and you can't get delivered from it, because you were in link to water spirits. So I really want you to ponder this, all right? For more content like this, follow for more. Now, the final 3 days of the month, I'm doing a detailed course on apologetics. I'm going to be discussing Islam, Christianity, because of course we're Christians, but we still have to know our history, atheism, and more. Okay, you can see the topics below. If this sounds like something that'll interest you in defending the faith, click the Eventbrite link in my bio to join. It is pre-recorded, all right? See you guys there.
I got another one over here. What are those?
So I don't know if I did this one before, but I've seen this video 1,000 times, and it had me thinking, are there really sirens? From what I hear, sirens are said to be beautiful, and when they sing, they have like a high-pitched voice, and they'll they're mimics, because that's a spirit too. They're mimics that can mimic a lady voice that is beautiful. And when you end up seeing them, they're ugly, like creatures of the sea, and they'll devour you. So they're trying to entice you to come into the water so that they can, do their big one. Just say yeah.
What the fuck's going on? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water. I hear him. Where's she at? What the fuck is that noise, bro?
Weird.
What is that noise?
believe in sirens?
Yeah, this is a legit thing. Anyone from the Caribbean or with a Caribbean background, like, you've heard so many stories of mermaids, so many different stories. There was one particular story my aunt told me about how she knew a guy that fell in love with a mermaid. Unfortunately, that guy is not with us today. She personally feels that the mermaids took him to live with, to live amongst them. So, she doesn't think he's dead, but he's definitely alive and well with his mermaid lover. Now, this was back before I was born, so I can't really give you evidence about something I wasn't even born. But she recounts how every single day, at the same time, he would go out to the ocean. He would go to the beach every day at the same time. She never knew what it was. She would ask him, but he would kind of, I'm just trying to clear my head. It's nothing serious. So she took it upon herself one day to follow him. So Auntie Josie followed this man to his destination that he always goes. And she said there was something weird about that particular day, like that approach. She said as she followed him, she stayed behind so that he wouldn't see her. So when he approached the ocean, he kept looking left and right, like making sure there was nobody around. And all of a sudden, he had this little shell that he blew into. And when he blew into that shell, something like the water started bubbling, like ruffling. And this lady appeared out of nowhere. At this point, Auntie Josie was like, I can't be seeing this with my own eyes. So he's walking towards the ocean, towards this lady. And he's speaking to her like he's talking to a regular, individual. Like, hey, how are you? I missed you. Oh, you're so beautiful. I love you. Things like that. And in his hand, he had a gold coin. She said he flicked that gold coin in the ocean, and all she can see were like fins that was like diving down to this particular golden coin. She also believes that they have somehow had a child. Like, she feels that this mermaid got pregnant. So the guy is walking towards the water, and the water is getting deeper, like it's getting higher and higher and higher to the point it was up to his neck. And she said eventually his head was submerged in the water. Like, he didn't come out for hours. So she got impatient and she went back home. Now, she called a few people that she knew, and some people believed her, some people did not. And she said when he was at his home the next day, she asked him about it. Like, hey, what was this? I saw this happen. I saw you do this. She said that man's eyes literally was like big as the moon. And she told me that he grabbed her, like, tell me what you know. Like, what did you see? And she said she was scared. She was like, I didn't see anything. I didn't see a fucking thing. I didn't see nothing. And he told her, do not tell anyone what you saw. He knew that she saw something if she's bringing it up to him. She said she followed him one more time to the ocean. One more time when he least expected it. She followed him one more time. When he was at the ocean, he had a bag with him. And she said it looked like the bag had like clothing, like essential things that you need when you're traveling. She said he walked to the ocean like always, and he never came back. Never came back. She said she went to his house. She asked around, like, have you seen this person? And he did not reappear. He has not appeared to this day. She really believes that, they were at the point of their relationship where he didn't need to come back to land. He didn't need to attend to his land life. So she feels that he has officially become a mermaid with his partner, with his lover, mermaid lover. One thing that really stuck out to me in her story, my aunt's story, is towards the ending. She said when he was walking to the ocean, that one last time she followed him, he kept sobbing, saying, Melanineth, I'm here, Melanineth. I'm with you forever, Melanineth. And she said as he's walking to the water, he kept saying that until his head was completely submerged. Wow.
That's crazy. Do you believe it?
Hey y'all, Myra here. So take a look at this mermaid video. As you know, Mermaids, Sirens, it's all trending right now. This again is coming from Sauce, who is the deep sea fisherman that has had a connection with these unidentified creatures and has had tons of experiences with them. Well, this is another footage that he released. It looks like a mermaid, guys. Honestly, to me, I think it looks like a mermaid or siren, however you want to identify them. It's freaking amazing. But ultimately, it's going to be up to you to decide on what you think this is, what you think it is. It could be some sort of unidentified aquatic animal, or it could be a dolphin. I don't know. You have to decide. Tell me what you think. P.S. Don't forget, I have an interview coming up with Sauce this week, so make sure to join us live and bring all of your questions. Like, post, comment, repost. Let me know what you think.
I'ma find your ass. You watch.
What is that noise? Like I need to
See on your Joe Rogan podcast, people don't believe me.
Oh,
so that's why because somebody told me not to mention mermaids.
Don't mention mermaids?
I saw a mermaid.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
In Seychelles, Africa.
You saw an actual mermaid?
That's what it was. It was a swimming person.
Really?
Yeah. And
how long ago was this?
I don't know. That's Will Sylvans. It was
You think there's like a small population of mermaids that are out there?
But anyway, me and this little French boy, and they said don't swim in the lagoon after dark. Everybody's up at the bar, and so everybody's gonna go there. Everybody's kind of racing now. So me and him go down. Me and him get in the water. From a distance, you see something coming like a fucking missile, but it's going fast, and we both kind of stop. And then it turns and it jumps out of the water. And it's maybe at least 10, 12 feet long, man. And it do like this, and look at both of us, and go, boom. The water was only about this deep. Didn't make a splash or nothing. And then me and him turn the fuck around, we running, and everybody's coming down there laughing, got their drinks in their hand. We're like, no, fuck that. And the little boy, in French, and his mom is apologizing to me, saying he has a very vivid imagination. He said, no, bitch, listen. We saw a fish man, and it wasn't like a mermaid. Didn't look feminine at all.
Look at a man.
Fucking man.
Really?
A fucking dude who said, "Get the fuck out the pool." Basically, he was like, do you know Aquaman? Yeah. He didn't go get out the water.
Did it look like a fish person or look like a human being?
Came out.
Did it have scales?
It was kind of dark.
Dark like a dolphin?
No, but he had, the back of him was fish. The back of him was fish. His head was humanoid, eyes about so big. Then, if you Google it, the lagoons of Seychelles. Okay. And I ain't the first person to see some shit.
Really?
In the waters. And the guy who does the horseback riding, you can ride horses. He said, "How old are you?" And I told him, "He said, you're from America, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "So at this age, pretty much if you see a turtle and I tell you that's not a turtle, you know it's a turtle. You're the age, you know what you saw." Right. He says, "People pay a lot of money at this resort." He says, "Yeah, it's maybe not a good idea to go around going, I saw a mermaid." And he goes, "Why?" He said how long his family has been fishing in these waters. He says he's heard some things. He says, "I've heard some things like what you said." I said, "I've never seen what you say you saw, but it's not the first time I heard that." And I said, "Thank you."
I don't know, y'all. I was sweating wet.
Thanks to AI, this is actually a really, really cool interpretation on what sirens look like. Now, sirens are not the most beautiful creatures in the sea. They use beauty and enchantment to really draw in their victims first. Once they have you in their natural habitat, that's kind of when they shapeshift back to their normal state, which is what this video is showing you. Sirens also have very enchanting and angelic voices. They sing. They basically do very angelic things to get your attention. Once they finally got you, that's what you see. Say no to sirens.
That's crazy. That's why I can't swim anyway.
Them old legends of sirens luring sailors away to their death. Yeah, because what are sailors out there doing? Most sailors are in the fucking ocean doing what? Hunting the goddamn fish, hunting shit. They ain't supposed to be doing that anyway. So now the sirens back. That's why I said on my Instagram, I say all them days of hunting these animals in the woods over with. All that going to the ocean, fishing, the days over with. The sirens back. Mermaids, man, ain't finna play with y'all ass. Y'all go out there to that ocean if y'all want to. I guarantee y'all finna be coming up missing. The sirens don't play. Mermaids don't play. Then they sound so beautiful that if you don't know what they is, you'll get lured into their voice. That's one of their gifts.
Can that be for real?
They spiritual beings though. And the camera don't even capture how beautiful the voices sound. See what I'm saying? The camera can never do it justice how beautiful a siren voice is. And them sirens ain't no joke. If you vibrate low, they lure you to your death with their voice. You know what I'm saying?
Don't sometimes his mixtape in the background playing. Let me find out.
Here's a video of a real mermaid that was caught on video by underwater camera in Australia. You cannot tell me this is a human swimming underwater in a mermaid tail. This is real.
Wait, colonies at the bottom of the ocean, inside of biodomes?
Buddy, it's where I was born. Grew up in a dark, intimidating world, a massive city called Calypsis. We were taught that this massive biodome was just our naturally occurring world, and that beyond it was just the endless abyss of waters above. Our world was like any other. I mean, we grew up on these city streets. We were poor, went to school, and kind of hoped to one day get a good job in the city. But there was this wide-eyed, deranged old man named Charlie who lingered around the Lower East Side, had these really wild theories about our world. You know, he'd say we were being lied to, that our world was far bigger than we'd been told, said that the world was incredibly vast, dozens of land masses with great big oceans of water around them, and that we were in a synthetically crafted biodome at the bottom of one of these ocean floors. Most of the kids thought he is just a crazy old man, but me, I don't know. I just felt a strange frequency of truth kind of coming out of this guy. He'd had these bizarre maps of these other worlds that he'd showed me. I mean, they looked like science fiction places that at the time I didn't realize were the 7 continents. Look, he'd told me that there were ways out of here, that he'd worked for the city council in his 30s and discovered these import and export stations where massive cylindrical teardrop shaped vehicles would exit the biodome, that he'd snuck onto one of them, and that's how he'd garnered all these documents and understanding. He said certain members of the council weren't from Calypsis, that they were from the world above, covert implants to facilitate their control over us.
How the hell do you escape?
He told me that he was leading an exodus that night, that he had a small group of rebels who were ready to storm the export compound and take over one of the submarines. I mean, I was only a young man, but life here was hell. So I said, look, let's do this. Old man still had the access codes to the Chamber of Commerce, which he'd stole when he worked for the council. Said that this was where the submarines would be, and once we'd gotten in, they certainly were, dozens of them. I mean, massive things. I'd never seen anything like it. One of the submarines was postured up in front of what looked like a circular exit port on the side of the biodome. And so we'd gotten into the storage bunker, which was already packed with cargo. So we knew they wouldn't need to check it again. With our hearts racing, we just waited and waited patiently to depart, fell asleep, and woke up to the rumbling sounds of the submarine firing off. Sat hiding in this bunker for what felt like days until we'd arrived to the endpoint docking station, at which point the bunker door opened and we stayed hidden watching these men unload all the cargo. Hours after they'd finished, we figured, look, now's our chance, and we quietly opened the bunker door of the sub and snooped around and out of this makeshift facility. But once we found a getaway vehicle parked in a motor pool, we were spotted by a security guard sitting in the driver's seat. As he'd approached us, Charlie just started brawling with them, and he looked at us and screamed, go, take the car, go on without me. It was so sad, but we all rushed the car and floored it through the gates. I was as upset as I was in traumatic shock at the world around me. I mean, it was true. Landscapes as far as the eye can see, sunlight, the fresh air. I mean, that crazy old man Charlie was right, and his poor soul never made it past the facility, but he did this for us, We ended up ditching the car somewhere in Southern California and walking to the nearest town, seeked sanction, got jobs, and I've been in America ever since. Look, this is just a fictional story for entertainment purposes. Please don't come for me.
I love it. Please don't come for me.
Why doesn't anyone talk about this? Evidence has just been released on the existence of ancient...
So I got into the realm of the next set of topics is underwater cities. So meet me here for the next saga. Yeah, I'm cutting it up this time so that I can have more than one video. I hope to see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the content that I just provided to you. If you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, because I need that for the algorithm. And like, share, and subscribe to the creators of the content. They also need it. Also, their information will be in the description part of this video. Y'all be easy and stay dangerous, my nigga.